Do you have allergies? I hate to be the bearer of bad tidings. This allergy season is supposed to be pretty bad. Joining us to talk about it from Johnson Medical Associates and a doctor of internal medicine and an allergy specialist, Dr. Al Johnson, joins me this morning. Good morning, Dr. Johnson.
Good morning.
Why are we going to have a much more intense allergy season?
Well, I'm not sure that's true across the country, but in some areas where we've had a mild winter, then the pollens tend to pop up when the trees bloom, of course, and the grasses bloom. Well, that diet is a diet mainly of vegetables. It has some nuts in it. It has olive oil, healthy oils, and it's low in refined carbohydrates. It has a little fish. What they're eating is mainly vegetables, some nuts, and then they allow some wine. Wine helps reduce heart disease. The study was done on people that were at increased risk of heart disease, smokers, people with hypertension, and high cholesterol. They found that there was a 46% reduction in strokes in these people over the control group.
Dr. Johnson, I think what an awful lot of us hear when we hear you talk about what's on the diet is, and what I'm hearing is my brain saying, I'm going to be very hungry, I'm going to be very hungry, I'm going to be very hungry.
Well, not really, because there was no calorie restriction in this diet. So you could eat as much of these items as you wanted. If you look at it, yes, you can get yourself filled up with that. You feel healthier from what the report said, more energetic. This diet is set up so that you have less inflammatory processes due to the lack of the refined foods. Not as strong, and so you can develop allergies. A lot of what we see is people may have had allergies as a kid. Then during their stronger years of 20s and 30s and 40s, they did pretty good, but then their immune system is not as strong, and they start to develop allergies in their 50s and 60s, like they had as a kid. So that can happen. Those allergies start to manifest themselves, and if you get moisture in your home and have mold in your home, then that can only make your symptoms worse because you get that continuous exposure. So you have to make sure your home is clean, you're cleaning your filters in your house, and watch for any leaks that may cause mold to grow.
We're going to have more pollen this year?
You may in certain places, particularly if it warms up real quick and everything starts to bloom, then you'll get an increase in pollen.
And like you said, the best way to cope with this for people is to make sure the house is clean.
Exactly.
Right.
And then, of course, the simplest way to work with it is use the saline rinse, which is readily available out there, with just the saline spray bottles to wash your nose and throat out to get the pollen out of it, so you aren't exposed at night while you're sleeping. So it's best to do that before you go to bed, and that's a simple way to help treat yourself.
Oh, great. Okay. Well, those are some great recommendations from Dr. Al Johnson. Thanks for joining us this morning on the Helen Glover Show.
You're welcome.
All right.
Pleasure.
Thank you. So those are some things to keep in mind as everyone's thoughts are on spring. I mean, hasn't been the most brutal winter, but just that blizzard really took a lot out of it. It made my tolerance for the winter weather to go down considerably. It hasn't been too bad the last couple of days, but like the doctor said, if we're running the roller coaster there of inconsistent weather, those of us with allergies will pay for it in the spring.